News stories, because we got to move. We basically have less than a half an hour left on this podcast because I have to end it early, so we have enough time to get gameplay in of Elden Ring, okay? So, news stories for today. First of all, I'm just going to say this, because I said this during my day off on Twitter, all right? Oh, you know what? I got to tell the Phil's day off. I'll tell the Phil's day off segment in a second. It's not a big one. Twitter is falling apart. Elon Musk has no idea what he's doing, and now he's finally starting to institute the big changes. So now everyone's losing their legacy check marks. Anyone who was verified previously has lost their check mark or is losing them. I lost mine already, and others are losing them as well. The site is essentially becoming a cesspool of shit, and what I mean by that is I can't barely find anything of use on the site anymore. Like, it used to be Twitter used to be my major source of news and information. Now, my feed is junk. Like, I go to my feed where it used to be all pertinent things to my interests and things that I was following. And now I get shit post. I'm not even kidding. Accounts that are called shit post. I'm like, why is this here? I never follow this. I never watched one of these. I don't want this. I keep blocking, and more of them get added. Now I've got sports. I've never fucking watched anything of sports ever on Twitter, and I keep getting sports in my feed. So what's happened is he changed the algorithm, or told his employees to change the algorithm to shove things down your throat that you don't want, and it just becomes a chore now to use the site. I'm just trying to look for fucking game news today to report on the podcast, and I gotta sift through 40 posts of fucking feces. And the funny part is, he thinks he's doing good. If you actually look at the shit he's saying, he's like, oh, we're monetizing now. Would you pay to subscribe to someone on Twitter? I want you to think about this for a second. Would you pay money to subscribe to someone on Twitter? What meaningful content is shared on Twitter that you would need to pay for, right? Nothing. But he's monetized Twitter in this case. So you can follow people. What premium content of any value would be put onto Twitter? Nothing. It's bullshit. It's fluff. Only if you're like a super fan, a ball sucker of someone, would you pay for a subscription. Well, he wants people to be super fan ball suckers because he's instituted this. He's telling all these celebrities, everyone, do paid subscriptions, make money on Twitter. For what? To show me picking my nose? The fuck do you want to see on my Twitter feed that's worth paying for? Like, what are you talking about? It's not like I can give, like, for example, if you were to subscribe to me on Twitter, what could I realistically give you? I can't give you premium emotes. I can't give you perks. I can't do any of that on Twitter. None of that exists. But he just wants people to pay for his service for no reason. So now I want you to pay for a blue check mark. He wants you to pay to subscribe to someone. For what? There's no fucking content. All the content on Twitter is redirected to a third-party site where the content is found. No, none of it is housed on Twitter. But he thinks his site has value. There's no value. It's the stupidest thing. He spent so much money on this website. Billions of dollars. He overvalued it so he could buy it. And now he's pissing money away and he can't find a way to basically make it viable. So he's just saying, charge for this, charge for this, charge for this. And no one's doing it, by the way. Very few people are jumping on this bandwagon of spend money on something that's been free forever. That's the problem with the premise of Twitter right now. Twitter started as a free site that was social media and considered almost an internet commodity. Something free that is purposeful. You can have discussion, it's dissemination of news, but now he's trying to monetize it and make it a paid-for service. You can't give someone something for free and then change your mind and try to make it paid for later. That doesn't work. You have to make it paid for from the get-go. Then you will have that base that have that mindset. It's a paid-for service, and people will judge value based off of that. You cannot say this was free and now charge for it and think there will be perceived value. There is no perceived value of Twitter. None. And he doesn't understand that. He's one of the richest people in the world, and he's too stupid to understand that. He's essentially a dumb businessman. I don't know where the money comes from. I really don't. At this point, he's blowing up rockets and shit. He's launching rockets that explode, and people are applauding. Yes, amazing. Good for you. Piss your money away. Anyway, Twitter is falling apart. It's getting harder for me to use it. So I'm going to do my best to try to find you guys news stories, but The problem is outside of Twitter, which used to be a neutral hub that would kind of filter stories and find the best ones, you'd have to rely on third-party sites to find news. It's like, do I want to go to IGN? Do I want to go to fucking Kotaku? No, I don't want to go to these sites because they all have a spin or they all only focus on things that they're interested in for their own personal benefit. So it's kind of hard to find a neutral place to find game news. It's going to be harder. If Twitter continues down this shitty slope that it's going down and it becomes less and less useful and more just bloated with garbage, paid for garbage, the site essentially is not going to be a good news site anymore. That's unfortunate. I'm going to do my best to keep giving you guys news stories, but it's going to get harder when the one place that used to be neutral is no longer going to be neutral. It's just going to be a bunch of shit now. Okay? Anyway, I said my little blurb there about it. Now let's move on. Okay? Okay. I received a $1.50 tip. What is your obsession with Elon? I have no obsession with Elon. I like everyone else, have objective observations of this man as an outsider, and it's hilarious that so many people kiss his butt when he regularly does horrible, stupid things, horrible, bad decisions, business decisions, personal decisions. This is a guy who is one of the most powerful people in the world who decided to make tweets about 420. And when he made them, he got in legal trouble because people went and bought stock and shit based off of what he tweeted, but he's so irresponsible, he thought it was funny. And he didn't care because he had no consequences for what he did. Yeah, he was penalized, it cost him money, he got kicked off the board of a company, and then he continued to go on in life and succeed anyway because people just keep praising the guy. I'm not going to sit here and kiss the guy's butt because other people do. The things he does are stupid. Really stupid. It's not just like, oh, kind of dumb. It's just kind of like really dumb. Yet, it's like, it's a comedy of errors where it's like, he making these errors, it's hilarious to watch his antics, but because he's super rich, he's insulated from any consequences in his life. Buy Twitter, change it all for the worse. That's fine though, because what consequence will he have for it? How many laws did he break doing this? Who cares? He's super rich. He'll get away with it, right? So, to me, I'm just like, I'll be honest. Sorry, I don't have an obsession with the guy. Every once in a while, Twitter sucks. I'll bring it up. If you don't like that, well, try separating your lips from his ass for a second, and maybe you'll see things for what they are. Okay, a couple shout-outs here.